Right on time as usual. Who's ready to get sad? One's the blue light of the late night bus. One's the blue light of the moon over us. Two blue lights. One's got diesel fuel on its breath. One's got the damn taste of the earth on its There's a dead archer in the tower. You can't hear it, but you can tell. When the bells ring out 12 times in hell, the bells ring 12 times in this town as well. Two blue lights. Two blue lights. Sure. I think I did that right. Eastbound and down, loading up and trucking. Makes me want to go run from the cops. Nice. I'm late. I'm sure you guys noticed. And there's like 7 million comments already. So thanks for joining. Yeah. What's that on the head of my guitar? It's a capo or capo or however you say that. I used it like a few weeks ago and someone was like, wow. And, excuse me, I informed them then that the only reason I ever had that was to hold my slide on the headstock. Yeah. That axe got great harmonics. What better? It's a harmony. It's kind of a beat piece of crap. Yeah. Anyway. There have been a lot of comments. Just so you all know, it's quite warm in here. I was just out in the shop. I was bored, and I decided to go film a video. It didn't go well. It's too hot to talk, essentially. So, yeah. Let's see what the heck happened before I got here. Josh had the first comment. Nice. Vic almost had it. Buongiorno, Stacy. What is up? Vic is working on some little stuff and listening. Nice. Hope you're well. I'm pretty well. My feet stink, but other than that, I'm pretty well. I might have Tony, but if he can make a good time, you know, we'll see. I'm definitely in the neighborhood that Slaghammer has been in historically when it's at its fastest. So we'll see. If I'd done that time next to him, I would have won. But I'm pretty sure it's run faster before, so we'll see. I messed up my microphone. I was actually recording music yesterday, which I know is weird. I never do that. Moper Pollock. Jamie, are you home? Yes. Nice. I did have a good 4th. It was quiet, except for all the explosions. Rocket Tom is here. Robert Fitch is here. Old stuff rules. David Biznett enjoyed the videos again this week. Thanks. Thank you, David. Appreciate that. I was planning to have another one out today. I did a bunch of stuff on a 67 Belvedere, excuse me. It is so hard to do this when everything's backwards. But I only got it halfway edited, and then I had to go, well, I didn't have to do anything. I mentioned I volunteered for set building. for the musical my daughter's in. And today was like the last day of that. Hanging stuff. Flying stuff, as it's called in theater land. Really fun, actually. I have a feeling I might end up doing that for the actual musical performances, but we'll see. Roy Cervantes, how you doing? Rich Jordan, Mama M3? That's new. Wasn't that someone else? How's it going? M cubed. Anyway. Yeah, late to my own funeral. I will be. I've said that before. Yeah, hopefully everyone's hit the like button by now. My sister's in the comments. I'm sure she is welcoming people to do that. 10 minutes late is on time for me. Well, yeah. Yeah, it's 80. It's down to 78 here. But it was like 86 today, I think. Richard Scott, how you doing? McLovin Garage, what is up? Glenn Uromi, coming to you live from my garage after being upside down under my dash, replacing a turn signal switch, and reconsidering all of my life choices so far. Dude, every time I go in the shop, I reconsider my life choices. Like, I can't tell you how often I think, I could just sell all of this. It's frequent. Anyway, it's all worth it, I think. Cypher F, what's up? I just want everyone to know that I have like 3 tabs open for songs I was supposed to learn 3 live streams ago, and I haven't done it yet, so I apologize. Apparently, according to Richard Scott, Wisconsin has great weather. That's cool. Rooster just keeps messaging me about all the rain and flooding and misery in Minnesota, so yeah. C-Story, how you doing? 69 Cornet 500. Last time I was under the dash, I almost got stuck. You know, that's why I initially cut my long, ridiculous hair. Because when I was a teenager, I had that. But it kept getting stuck in things like brake pedals or wrapped up in wiring under dashes and stuff when I first started wrenching. So, yeah, it was time for that to go. And then, well, my first real job was foundations. Or my first job at all, I suppose, was foundations. And something about dead spiders in your hair. Anyway, Vic says, I've figured out the trash can Cuda. Oh, Stacy says, sorry to interrupt the live, but I never want to do this again. He did sound deadening and now carpet. Whoop, yep. There you go. In the not a Dodge Mustang 2. It's looking really good, Stacy. Yeah. Looking good. I don't mind carpet so much, which is weird. There are a lot of things that really annoy me, but I kind of like trimming the carpets. It's one of those very satisfying jobs. There are a few jobs where you can step back and go, oh, that transformed the car. It's amazing. It's perfect. And carpet is one of those. So anyway, Vic has figured out the trash can potentially. I know it took long enough, but I should be able to use a couple different cars from the same manufacturer. Let me know if you're interested. You know, just today, Vic, I filmed a video on the garbage can Cuda. People always want to call it trash can. Yes, I'm interested. The hood will be on this one. There's a really good chance I might delete the hood. And I don't know. It's going to have dual quads and probably a tunnel ram. So it may not have a hood at all, or it'll have a big hole in it. I'm still trying to find a spare 66 Dart hood. Anyway, we can negotiate those details. Because it'll probably happen in several incarnations. Excuse me. I also need to finalize the graphics that are going on it. I'm full of burps. I apologize. Lovejoy is here and says, question, with my Carter BBD, with the idle mixture screw turned in all the way, it shouldn't run, right? Yeah, with both of them screwed in, it should not continue to idle. So if it does, you may have a float level issue. There may be fuel pouring in through the main circuits. If it was like a stuck float or a crudded up needle and seat, you'd probably have a fuel volcano, and you would have noticed that by now. But yeah, float level, maybe. I've seen that issue on a few Edelbrocks, and I never have gotten to the bottom of it. But make sure your floats are good and the float level is correct. Nice. And I did see some comments about Smokey and the Bandit. McLovin Garage just watched Smokey and the Bandit with my sons. I know it's not Mopar related, but man, I love that movie. Me too. I remember seeing it on TV, the TV edit. You scumbum. That was it. Yeah. Good times. Anyway, I like that movie. Woo! Sad. Evening Super Satellite Garage. How you doing? Speeding Demon. All right. Someone's got to ban Mopar Pollock from the comments for requesting Freebird. Larry Barker. How you doing? Mopar Jimmy says it's 118 here in Vegas. I will stop complaining. Yeah. Yeah. Keith Calitri is back and says, Jamie, I love the track video. That car loves the gear, and you seem to be getting better every pass. Yeah, now that things are kind of working, I'm getting it figured out. That was awesome when you just kept driving out of that Camaro's life. I see 770s soon. I don't know about 770s, but I think high sevens for sure are in it. If I can get it out of the hole, I'm going to raise my leave RPM. I'm going to raise the limiter at least a couple hundred. I bounced off that on that fastest pass. So yeah, there are several obvious places where there's more in it. And I think high sevens is ultimately where it's going to go. And that's great. You know, all I wanted was to get into the eights. So yeah, I guess the bug bit me. Yeah. Ray, how's it going? I feel like I thought I saw a comment from you already. Anyway, maybe it was further down. Yeah. Wow. Cow the Destroyer, whose picture has changed, took my D100 on a 2,100 mile round trip. I'm exhausted, but the truck made it without braking. Nice. Maybe I won't big block swap it. Man, the 6,000 mile trip in the Ram truck kind of made me never want to get in it again. But then I did, and I took it to Bremerton, and I had flashbacks the whole time. And I was eating these chips, which I'm going to eat more of because I apologize. But I'm hungry. I've got some cool stuff over here. Hi, Jordan. How you doing? Dan Tupper, how's it going? I mentioned you in the video I filmed today. I feel like I've heard the Tragically Hip. I have the end of a cider here. But after that, I'm switching to water. Nice. I've heard of Tragically Hip. I don't know if I've ever listened to him. Moperman67. At least you'll have a career path in music after car repair. The whole point of the channel is to launch my music career. So, yeah. Which C-body are you going to restore? No, but I might buy one. I don't restore things. Jeff Militich, how you doing? Mostly Mopar is back and says happy Sunday from Middle Georgia. I picked up a 73 Satellite and 73 Roadrunner yesterday. Found out how far I could go before my wife stood and stared at me looking annoyed. Nice. Very nice. James Ashebrander, how you doing? From the Misty Hills of Tennessee. I'm doing great. Oh. Jordan's got an update on the 66 Coronet. Went and looked at it, and it needs everything. Floors are shot, engine is toast, backseat is missing, trunk lid needs replaced, brakes don't work. Yep, that sounds right. I'm the only one that's been interested in it, so I'm taking my time to think about it. Does have a solid frame, rails are present and solid, has a title. Well, that's cool. But I don't know about you. I don't really want any more nightmares. I want like a complete car that's like easily fixable. It's kind of where I'm at in life, but yeah. 66 Coronets are cool. Mike Brunello wants to know, is a 413 pretty good? Yeah, a 413 is a 440 with a smaller bore. Good bit smaller, but yeah. They're fine engines, you know? I mean, if you're engine shopping, I'd probably go for the bigger 440 if that's what you want, a raised deck big block. But yeah, 413s are great. They've got plenty of potential. It's the guy that does the stuff. Good evening, Paul Steinberg. How's it going? Very interesting and informative videos again. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. Oh, wow. 69 Coronet 500's first guitar was a Harmony H15 Bobcat. What the heck is that? Oops. Can't type. I'm at an angle for some reason. This is all messed up. Oh, cool. Nice. Yeah. That's, what's funny. McLovin Garage just today sent me pictures of a guitar that he got from his grandpa, who bought it new in Germany in '67, and it kind of looked like that. That harmony is, I'm sure, part of that same... it's the kind of thing you could buy at Sears in the day. Anyway, mine is a Harmony Sovereign 1206, 1966. Do they call that a concert? I think it's called a concert guitar, not the bigger Dreadnought. Dan Tupper does have a good point on the 413. Piston choice is limited. Same with the smaller 361. Yeah. The not 440s are harder to get internal parts for. Specifically pistons. That's pretty much the only important difference. So that is something to keep in mind. Todd Denio, how you doing? Nice. One of us. One of us. Great opening song. You could do some America next time. I probably could do the one song. Classic Dude Mike is here. Wow, you played us in well. Nice work. Thank you. Nice. Huh. I haven't heard that, Speed and Demon. Apparently, Keith Black Hyper pistons are said to have silicone in them. Polishing to bring up the silicone to the surface helps with heat quench and adds power. Yeah, I don't know a thing about that. Kelly Smith, how you doing? Apparently, it's 80 degrees in Canada. Nice. It's been around there in this neighborhood for the last few days. Ray's first guitar was also a Harmony. Nice. Yeah. Howdy, Alan. And thank you. Appreciate that. Dale Magner's here as well. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're probably right, Keith. Yeah. You're probably right. Like I said, I know there's a lot more in it. And you've got a whole lot more, go fast strip experience than I do. So, yeah. Huffy Turns a Wrench. How you doing? I happen to know I'm shipping him some merch. So thank you for that. I appreciate it. What are we looking at here? I've just sent a clip. Yeah, lower your float level.
It's just the right side.
Yep, lower your float level. Make sure the floats float. But, yeah, probably just lower the float level. Should be good. Make sure the little strappy thingy is in there. There's like, it looks like that arch in St. Louis or whatever. Make sure that piece is in there. It holds the pin for the float down. Although if that was missing again, I think it would probably be doing the Free Willy thing. So, yeah. Nice. Oh, wow. Kelly Smith says we had bullet hail earlier in the week. Nope. Don't like that. Richard Scott wants to know if I've heard any more news on the cover story on the Mopar connection. Mopar connection? Oh my gosh. My whole brain farted. No, I have not. Haven't heard back from him anymore. They sent me a proof. I sent them a bunch of edits, and I haven't heard back. So we'll see where that goes. I have a feeling it'll probably make it on their September issue, which would be out in like a couple weeks, I think, if that. So we'll see. Rich Jordan is going to air condition the garage or God willing shop, so I don't get frequent thoughts of screw this and sell it all. It's not the heat that makes me do that, because I can just hide in here. Not in here. In here sucks. There's no insulation or anything. But our room is air conditioned, so that's great. Or I could be in the pool right now. Dang it. Anyway, it's not that. It's just the overwhelming nature of the shop. The 1,000 projects and how much everything sucks and the bloodied knuckles and that sort of thing. Excuse me. Oh, anyway, I mentioned cool stuff. A subscriber sent me an intake manifold, which is super awesome. It's a good one. Excuse me again. But also, he threw some books in there, and here's one of them. Mopar Engine, Carroll Shelby's Speed Secrets. That's a direct connection book, which is cool. I haven't been through this one yet, but he sent another Mopar performance book, which I spent some time in. Ah, yes, the Hemi manual. It's all of the engine sections of the direct connection book, I think. And of course, I do have those in another one, but it's an older printing, so this is kind of cool. Another cool book, which I have not cracked the cover on yet. Turbochargers. That's cool. Anyway. Yeah. Wow. Stephen Brown. What's up? Having very soft brake pedal. Everything is new. Not sure what else to do. 73 Plymouth Duster, 340 power brakes, 4-wheel disc swap. Well, there goes my first suggestion. Make sure all your calipers are on the right way up. Make sure the bleeders are at the top and not at the bottom. It'll be pretty easy to get that backwards, front or rear, with new calipers. I've seen it before. I assume that is a soft pedal with the car off. You should be checking it with the car off. But yeah, I mean, there's air in the system, and if you've got the calipers flipped side for side, that'd do it. It's easy to do. Nice. Matthew Cardis, I'm assuming, Cardice, is with us and says, my brother back in the day had a 67 Cuda, and my mom had 318 Belvedere. Dad had a 73 440 New Yorker. Me, I'm a Nova man. Nice. My dad had Fords, so there you go. Oh, wow. Brad's Restorations is here. It says, hello, Jamie. We're getting ready for the hurricane hitting Texas. I'll be back next week. Well, batten down the hatches, Brad. Stay safe, and we will see you later. Good luck. Hey, 152 of you out there. Thank you very much for joining us here. Appreciate that. If you would hit like on the stream, that'd be great because it does stuff for the thing with the deal. And if you have questions, it'll take me a few minutes to get to them, but I will get to them. I'll just put that on the board. I'm not much for... Yeah, I'm not a vodka guy. I'll take my alcohol in this form. And as far as the other thing, it's never really been for me either. But you do you, my friend. You do you. Oakyville is here. No, not Oakville. How's it going, Bell James? Nice. Cool. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was my comment. Some people mix up left and right side calipers. You dropped your hat, Daddy. No idea. Oh, Robert Fitch says, seems like Tony is ignoring your video. No, I talked to him in his live on Wednesday. He just hasn't had a chance to respond yet, I'm sure. Well, I was kind of expecting it today, but I'm sure we will hear from him soon. Or maybe he'll just wait until he gets back to the track. Dale wants to know if I have a C-body in mind. Yeah, the 68 Imperial at Rocket. I just don't, I don't want to pay for it. Also, my dad had a Fury, and I kind of wanted a 68. I opened that, Josh, but I only just looked at it. My dad had a Fury. We found a family picture of a 68 two-door Fury fast top, and so we thought that was the car. I sent my mom pictures of one and a listing of one, and she said, no, it didn't look like that. It had a square roof, and now that I think about it, it had 4 doors, and it was a 67. So I don't know what the picture was of, but anyway, someday I might have to have a Fury. Josh Jesh sent me this. How to rebuild your small block Ford and still have no power. So true. We've talked about that before. When I got a 5.0 HO SN95 Mustang, I started looking up the power upgrades, and it's like, well, you can do this, and you can change the heads and the cam and the injectors and ignition upgrades and this and this. And at the end, you'll have 240 horsepower. And that was the end of my interest in the SN95 5-liter HO Mustang. Having said that, I did have a Ford Motorsports aluminum-headed 5-liter in my Cobra replica, and that was fun, but it was also only 2,300 pounds. Yeah, Mike Hagan's got it, and I know it. If you can get your 60 foot down, the rest will fall into place. Hey, I shaved a half a second off the 60 foots I had before, so I know where to go, and I'm looking forward to doing it. I don't know when I'm going to get back to the track next. Probably not until we hear back from Uncle so-called Tony, but we'll see. Wiggy, what is up? Wigwam Jones is back. How's it going? Stephen Andrews is here as well. Another new emblem. I actually have that book. It's right. Hold on. Where is it? Oh, it's lower down, but it's on that shelf. I have that book. Nice. Oh, apparently Jeff Militich says, tragically hip, used to call them Canadian REM. Nice. Yeah. Too many irons in the fire. Sounds familiar, Vic. Catch you later. Nice. CC777 wants to know if I'm joining for PBR time. Well, I already drank mine. I almost grabbed a second one, but you know what? It's been a long holiday weekend, let's just say that. And I think I'm good, so I switched to water. McLovin Garage wants to know if I'll get a chance to drive and review the Daytona Rocket when it's drivable. Absolutely, but here's the thing. I already did that once. I did a Daytona video once. It's an identical car. It's actually there right now. Again, incidentally. And no one watched it. So I don't know if I'm going to do that again. Yeah. Oh, wow. Cow the Destroyer did that trip with no one else to drive with. 16 hours one way, did it all in one go. Yeah, the drive from Los Angeles here is 17 hours, and I did that myself. I did take a 45-minute nap in the middle, though, so maybe that doesn't count. Anyway, I feel your pain, brother. I've done similar. In fact, I remember a 15-hour driving shift on the way to Austin once. It was only about 14 and a half hours from Tennessee to the Minnesota show, and I did take a 2-hour nap, so that doesn't count. BCC Photech is sick, but here, physically here. Yeah, well, feel better soon. Kevin L has a complete 71 scamp for sale. I love 71 scamps, but it better be cheap if you want me to buy it. What's up? Captain Kurt's Garage, how you doing? I bought your Dead Dodge hat. I love it. I especially love to wear it to work at GM. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Oh, that's looking good. Nice. Yeah, the hats really are nice. I love them. I ordered 2 new ones, and they're not here yet. My old hats have gotten completely ruined, so I ordered 2 this time. Yeah, Jordan's not in the business of nightmares either. Well, I have been for years. I'm trying to make better decisions. Yeah, Rob. Oh, I'm going to screw that one up. From Cowiak, I hope. Got a Rickenbacker bass, too. Yes, there's my pride and joy. The 4003. That was 2020 built. When I bought it, it still had the stickers on it. Barely ever played. I've never listened to Elvis Costello, Mike. Don't know him at all. Yeah. Guy Cooler is here and says, hi, Jamie. How's the family? Family's good. Daughter's been pretty much in the pool for the last 3 days, which is cool. I'm a little jealous. Haven't gotten in there myself. I don't know why. I've done all the work to earn it. And yeah, the demon is running pretty good. It's faster than ever. I'll answer this question like this, I guess. Dang it. Many moons ago, I played in a bar band, and partially bar band, and I would do some CCR, yes. Yeah. Bell James says, getting stuck under the dash of the 300 was the final event that persuaded me to rehome it. Nice. I'll have you know, I walk by that car every day I'm here and go, God, gotta get back to this. But I just have not had a chance to pull it out of the hole and put it back on the lift. I will. I'm looking forward to it. Really want to do that. Really want to drive that car. Rob also wants to know, what's your thoughts on F-bodies, Valari, and Aspens? I used to think they were not cool. I have changed my mind on that. I think they're cool now. They're classically styled enough, you know, better than like a K car or whatever. They're still the right drivetrain setup. Easily hot rodded with classic Mopar muscle car parts. And they are much, much cheaper than, say, an A body, which is my true love. So, yeah, I think F bodies these days are looking pretty good. I had one here for a bit. I sold that a few weeks ago, and I don't regret it, but that one was a piece of garbage, and it didn't have paperwork and that sort of thing. So, yeah, they're not my favorites, but I do think they have come around to the point of being cool. No Beret has made it! I'm poised to be professionally entertained. Well, I'll see what I can do. And Tom did a nifty video on a truck from my favorite Mopar truck era today. Nice, yeah. Yeah, I did a video on that truck a week and a half ago, and it did very well. People loved it. Excuse me, which is cool. I don't know if the Swept-Line era is my favorite era or not. I've had so many of the 70s trucks. I think it's those, but I love Swept-Lines too. I mean, there's 2 and 2/2 here right now. Anyway, good stuff. I want to say Fion's Garage. Hopefully that's right. If not, I apologize. Jamie, help! I have a 65 Fury 225 Slant. It's overheating bad. The top of the radiator is blazing hot. The bottom is cool to warm. I have new thermostat, new water pump, new hoses, and fresh coolant. Well, that is what should happen. The coolant should be cooler by the time it gets through the radiator. That's kind of the idea. When you say overheating bad, what do you mean? Is it actually boiling over? Is it blowing steam everywhere? Is it just a gauge reading that's wrong? Or have you confirmed this with, say, a thermal IR thermometer thingy? That would be a good thing to do. But if it's actually like obviously visibly boiling over and stuff, yeah, it's overheating. Under what conditions? Is it all the time? Is it as soon as it runs for a couple minutes? Is it going up mountains? Is it sitting in traffic? Is your cooling fan installed backwards? I only ask because allegedly I've seen it and maybe been involved in it a couple times. Or do you have an aftermarket fan that is the wrong kind of fan, counterclockwise fan? Did you burp it after you replaced the thermostat? Did you make sure to get all the air out of it? Has this happened many times, or did it happen once? And if fan's fine, new thermostat definitely isn't bad, which is the thing that can happen. It's full of coolant, and it's like slowly overheating. I would be curious what your fuel mixture is like and what your timing is like. CC777 said clogged radiator. That is not my first guess. Again, there should be a temperature drop across your radiator. That is its job. But yeah, if there's any horrible green corrosion on areas of your radiator, no good. I will watch for responses. They're going to be way lower than I am now. So, okay, I don't see any responses yet. So if you're still here, feel free to fill me in with some more details. I will help if I can. Also, you can always email me at deaddodgegarage@gmail.com. Paul Steinberg. Wrap Fink is not my thing. It's not my thing at all. It's just not my style. I've never been a fan of that. The graphics, all it is the name of the car on the door. It's pure 60s style, right? 60s race car style. So it's going to say in like fancy cursive-ish lettering, garbage, can, Cuda. And it's going to be at a jaunty angle like that. I want it in the traditional gold foil. Yeah, that is the vision. And then the car will have some pinstriping and some hand lettering and that other hand lettering and that kind of thing. So yeah. Nice. John McIntosh, my timing's 180 degrees off. I heard it's pretty common. Should I fix that? If your engine runs, your timing is not 100 degrees off. If you mean the wires are flipped around 180 degrees because someone installed the distributor wrong and then wired it to match, that's not a problem. As long as they are in the right firing order, you're fine. It wouldn't run if your timing was actually 180 degrees off. But if this is something you bought this way, that's likely what happened is the distributor was installed wrong and they flipped the wires to fix it. 38 POS Racing, what is up? You sent me a gun rack, right? For the ramp truck. Yeah, I'm sure that was you. So thank you very much. Appreciate that. Have not installed it yet, but it did show up, I think, yesterday or the day before. I don't know. It's on the dining room table. Anyway, thanks again. Appreciate it. Looking forward to that. That's an essential part of any classic Dodge truck. Scott on drums. Hey, Dead Dodge. Hi, Scott. How did the 69 GTX turn out? Saw your last video on it. There were issues with the 440. The issues were fixed at the end of that oil pan video. It was running great. Made good power. Super happy with that. So, yeah, think we're good. Yeah, I don't think there will be any further videos on that car, but I could be wrong. Good evening, Ed's Machine. How you doing there? Oh, sorry, I take that back. Well, I don't know if it'll be a video, but we are doing valve covers. I put the wiper motor back in it. We got the right wiper motor, and it almost works, right? In the GTX, and we're going to be putting reproduction valve covers on it. I don't know if that'll be its own video. I don't know, but we'll see. Did I get quieter? I think I might have gotten quieter. It's so hard to tell. I can't actually see the magic box. Hello? Nah, we're good. Nice. Yeah. Foxtrot, how's it going? What you up to? I don't know. War stuff, I guess. Steven Andrews, any plans for attending any upcoming shows? No, not really, no. I want to go to the big Mopar thingy at Woodburn. I believe that's in August. Is that called Mopars at the Strip? I don't know. August 4th, 2024, I think. Yeah. So I'm kind of sort of thinking about going to that, but I don't know. I have nothing else in mind, no. A Deep Onion wants to know if it's as hot here as there. Well, I don't know how hot it is there, but it's down to like 77 degrees. Old stuff rules. I was wearing my Dead Dodge Garage shirt, and this chick comes up to me and says, "Hey, that's cool. When are they playing in Nashville?" Sorry, you already missed it. When I was in downtown Nashville, every doorway was another bar or club or whatever. And damn near every one of them had a country crooner on the stage. And what I said to Tony is, I have almost never wanted anything less in life than to be that. That's where your country dreams go to die, I think. Anyway, Russ Beaters says, FE 427 is a 4.23 bore. It's common to go to a big block Chevy-based piston. Yeah, I'm sure there are options out there, but then you run into other things. Yeah. Keith Galitri. Jamie, if you're interested in trying a little trick that helped my car the most, shimming the pressure plate with shims between the flywheel and pressure plate. I have 40 thou in mine now. I could send you some. Huh, that's interesting. So it's just... Huh. You know, it's funny. I took out the old clutch because it didn't have as much clutch engagement, if that makes sense. Because of that. Because it was closer here, right? So the fingers didn't travel as far. I assume that's what your mod is doing, is changing how far the clutch fingers travel. Interesting. I wonder what that does. I don't know. It's something to think about. I really think I need to go to an old school 3-finger clutch. That's probably what I'm going to do for the Cuda. I have been informed that the diaphragm styles don't like to let go as readily as the 3-finger. Especially the center force is actually weighted, and intentionally it holds more at higher RPM, right? It actually tightens, if that makes sense. And if you saw in the video, when I missed third gear, it's not that I went for third gear and it would not physically engage, right? So clutch drag, clutch not fully disengaging. That's probably what that is. Anyway, it's a thought. Yeah. A Deep Onion says, nice to see that Newport. Did I do a video on a Newport? No, I did a 300 convertible. There is a Newport here, and it has drum brakes like you're describing. One toe was all it took. Dude, all of those early C bodies have the most sensitive power brakes of anything I've ever driven. It's terrible. It's really easy to put your face in the windshield with those things. So yeah. Cave Dave, how you doing? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that line's from Smokey and the Bandit. Yeah. Daddy, you dropped your hat, Daddy. When the top of the cop car gets cut off. Yeah. Nice. That's funny. Everybody hit the thumbs up button. And if you already hit it again. Thanks, Super Saddle. I appreciate that. Excuse me. Crashes Roadrunner Garage with a question for the ages. Hey, Jamie, I just picked up a 75 Slant 6 and 904 with 47,000 miles for $300. Man, I thought Slants were supposed to be free, but that low mileage, that sounded pretty good. It's missing the 1-barrel carb. What should I look for? Well, I love the Carter BBS. That's kind of my go-to. But the later Holly, I believe it's 1945? Or is it 1948? I get that mixed up a lot. But that one is pretty good. That's the mid-70s carb. Like the Volare that was here, that's what it had. So you could look for one of those. 69 Cornet 500. You moved, and there was a Silvertone sighting. Yes, there's a Silvertone. If you can't tell, I'm very much into vintage or vintage-styled gear. It's kind of like my whole thing. 60-year-old acoustic guitars. The Rick isn't really old, but it, looks old. Les Paul, that one's a Korean Epiphone from the 90s. The SG's in the case, that's an early 2000s Gibson. But still, they look old. So there's that. Yeah. Glenn Uromi, steering coupler will not go over the splines now. Thoughts? Is it aligned correctly? What did you do? What are you doing? If there was a previous comment about that, I didn't see it. But make sure it's lined up right. Mopar 73 Duster. Hey Jamie, have you seen a bent lower control arm on an A-body? The reason I ask, I think mine's bent. I bought it from a guy I know. Never seen it on an A-body, no. I'm sure it happens. That's me in the corner. I probably could play that song. Could I play that song? Oh, life is bigger. It's bigger than you. You are not me. The lengths that I will go to. The distance in your eyes. Oh no, I said too much. Haven't said enough. Or whatever. Pick a verse. I want you to know I've never played that before. Anti-Stupid with a great question. Do you prefer hydraulic clutches or mechanical linkage? I like linkage. No magic juice to escape. No weird shimming adjustment issues. You just turn the thing and then it works. Yeah, so it's factory mechanical for me. Those hydraulic setups, even the nice ones, the American powertrain setup that costs like $800. They're just goofy. They have that air of, it's not that they're cheap. It's just that I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan, so it's mechanical linkage for me. Even if hydraulic is better and has easier pedal effort and all that. Don't care. Lovejoy has sent me another video.
So, how essential is that little metal loop that goes there? Because
brother,
I can't find it.
It is 100% essential. Go get a magnet. There's a bathroom on the right. Nice. Yeah. Did the white Dodge Dart convertible finally find its new forever home? It did! It left Friday. I'm so happy. And I'm going to replace it on Tuesday. Nice. Did you know that ADHD people are your go-to people in an emergency for some reason? We do well when things hit the fans. When things hit fans. Indeed, but the rest of the time, ugh, if there's no pressure, there's no performance. Ask me how I know. Oh wow, Mopar Jimmy says the 76 Aspen Junker Up did a video on was mine. Loved that car. Dude, I had plans to off-road that Volare from the jump, from day one. I said it in that video. I got little truck tires for it. And then friggin' Birdsong goes and does it. And now I'd just be copying him. So I got rid of it. Yeah. Dalton Sparks. Jamie, I was swapping wheel cylinders from my 62 to my 70 D500. The 62 wheel cylinders have a regular brake line coming in, but the line to the second cylinder connecting the two is smaller. Why? I actually don't know that, and I didn't even know that that application still had dual cylinders. I'm familiar with that on 50s cars and stuff. Did the 70 D500 still have the duals, or were they gone by then? I don't know why it would be smaller. I have no idea. It Amsbury is here. What is up? He was probably here in time to hear me talk about his car. Need to work on that. I have looked at it several times in the last week and thought to myself, I should move that over by the shop and do something with it. Will C is here. How late am I? Well, a bit. I was like 8 minutes late myself, so it could be worse. Will C allegedly trying to sell a demon right now, and I kind of want it. Willie the Wave also late. How's it going there? Dan Mafia is here. JMR is here. Where's everybody been? Of course, all of this was from 12 minutes ago, so. Avon, howdy Avon. Seriously, where has everyone been? Willie the Wave, did you smear Vaseline on your camera, or is it my internet? It is your internet. Yeah. Oh man, yeah. Most of these older engines, especially if they haven't had the antifreeze changed out every 2 years like it's supposed to be, you're gonna have some scale and nastiness inside the cooling passages, and it's kind of terrible. So yeah, that radiator flush can do some stuff. Kevin L, looking to get $3,500 for that scamp. Have to unload a bunch of stuff. I have two 440s. One's a 68 HP, 8 3/4. Woo! Kelly Hayes disc brakes with spindles. 67 to 72 A-body V8 K-member. Do I understand then correctly that the scamp is in pieces, or is this like a whole car and then all the other stuff is extra? If you are in the Pacific Northwest, email me at deaddodgegarage@gmail.com. If you are not in the Pacific Northwest, I'm probably not going to go there. Also, I'm seeing the internet thingy, which is weird. I'm not even on Wi-Fi anymore, so this should be good. If I cut in and out, I apologize. It's not my fault. JMR. Hey, Jamie. Barrel is going to be a little winding. I don't know what that means. Also, liked the 300 video. Thank you. Yeah, that video was kind of like an afterthought. It was like, it's a bit of a weird one for me because I didn't really do anything. Usually I'm doing things. That video is 8 out of my last 10, so that's not a great performance, but actually the bottom 2 did pretty well too. It's just that my recent videos have been performing quite well. So anyway, it did all right. Oh, if you don't know, Rocket Tom is almost to 4,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to Rocket Restorations, you should do that. Jordan, thinking of buying that Coronet anyways and building a drag car. Well, that'd be cool. Yeah. Fair price? I don't know. Cheap as you can get it. Sounds pretty bad. Joel Shooter is here as well. Seriously, don't know why everyone got here at the same time. And Willie the Wave, I promise you it is not my camera lens. I already said that, but there was another comment. I've got a picture of myself here, and it is crystal clear. Unfortunately. Anyway, Joel Shooter is here as well. Good after. Howdy. I'm digging that you're into C-bodies, the best sleeper. Yeah, I like them. We'll see. My question for this evening, is it true there are 2 different ratio A230 3-speed manuals with 2 different bearing retainers? I don't know that. It may well be true, but I cannot confirm nor deny. I have an A or an F Yeah, I have an A body one and a B body one or something. I have a short one and a long one. I think they have the same retainer, but I don't actually know. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, Jordan. It's tough. I'm not looking at it myself. I mean, it's worth something. It's a B body. Offer as little as you think you can get it for. Yeah. Nice. Colton Tarswell. Hey, Jamie. My 77 Dodge Power Wagon has some electrical issues, including an ammeter that is melting the gauge cluster. What can I do? Well, in that case, either replace the ammeter or bypass it. You could have other issues leading to that, but that's not good. I have seen issues with them in trucks several times. It dies when I let the key go. The ballast is good. Okay, then you probably don't have ignition 1 power. So you want to look at the connector under your steering column. Most likely the blue wire, that is the ignition output voltage wire, and that is a common spot to find melting on those Dodge trucks. I've seen that a good few times. I've seen them bypassed. I've had to bypass them myself. Same is true on the muscle cars and stuff. So yeah, look at that connector. You may well see a burned spot. That would be your issue right there. You could also have a bulkhead connector problem. But yeah, if it fires, that means the module is powering up, or at least when it cranks it is, and the coil's good, distributor's good, module's good, etc. So yeah, you're looking at the ignition 1 circuit. That's blue. Yeah. David Miner says, the left turn signal light comes on when I turn on my headlights in my 88 Chevy S10. Your turn signal bulb may be installed wrong, or it may be straight up the wrong bulb. Because you should have a running light, but you should not have the bright turn signal. Yeah. Dan Mafia, I see you still have all your fingers and toes. Take it you didn't blow anything off. No, I did not. I actually blew up some fireworks, which I do not normally do. But I kept all my digits, so that's the good news. One Datsun lover is looking up the Mopar thing at Woodburn now. Nice. There you go. Yeah. I'm using the Elizabeth Taylor soft focus lens. Seriously, if I look fuzzy to people, it's not on my end. It's on the internet or YouTube or something. You know what? I'm going to go check. That's me. I need to turn the volume down or things will get weird. Yeah. Live. Click on it. What's wrong with you? You're killing me. I'm not. I look fine. Of course, if your screen is fuzzy, then the picture of me is going to look fuzzy too. No idea. Get your eyes examined or your internet. Yeah. Damn. Nice. Plain Brown Rapper, you coming to Mopars in the Dirt again next year? It was good seeing Rocket out there and fun chatting about police cars. Any more police car revivals coming up? You know, with the Hergerts, it's always possible. They're dragging them home all the time. I know of no plans, but it's possible. As far as Mopars in the Dirt, probably not. I don't know. I think Tom said he's probably not going to do that next year, but you never know. Dan Tupper is thinking about making a video about the fixture for drilling magnum heads for the LA bolt pattern, which is what I was talking about in the video I was filming today. Should get 3.5 views. Chase Starswell is clearly lost, as he said Ford equals good. I really do like the Windsor engine, even if it is kind of anemic. It's teeny tiny. It's impressive for what it is. But it's not impressive. Cart 70. Jamie, did you figure out the high idle / choke issue on the convertible? No, I did not. It's probably a very, very minor linkage adjustment, because by that time the choke would have been fully warmed. It should have been open all the way. So might just need to tweak the linkage for the cold idle arm cam dealy bob. Yeah. Never really been a Springsteen fan, no. Don't touch me with your clutch fingers. Didn't Dead Dog's Garage have the hit song Barracuda? I want you to know that Seth, who's in my new band called, which I think it's called Freaking Lasers, he said that we should just name the band Dead Dodge Garage or the Dead Dodge Garage Band, which I do have every intention of like making a thing at some point, but Oh yes, and Josh noticed I hit 36,000 subscribers today, so thank you very much for that. Thank you all for your part as well in that. It takes pressure off the pressure plate so the clutch doesn't hit the tires as hard. I also have a clutch tamer. Yeah, I've heard of those. I'm going in. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, there you go. Yeah. Scott Sullivan, I wish you and Tom would do a mini stone soup with Pole Barn Garage. Pole Barn Garage is like a big deal, and we aren't. And I don't think we could get that parts 300 roadworthy. I don't want to. For one thing, it's full of bees. Thing's a piece of garbage. Good evening, all classics. How you doing? Had to get the flooring done in the kitchen. Weren't you working on that last week? Or was that something else? Yeah. Yeah, Tom has seen a few bent lower control arms. Yeah, one good curb hit. They are not strong. Agreed. Just saying, I have never seen one. Oh, Kelly Smith. Would you be interested in a very old guitar I have that belonged to my brother? Absolutely. DeadDodgeGarage@gmail.com. Thank you. Uh-huh. Nice. Nice. Oof. Ow. Wow, Will C bent one, and it was even boxed. It had the reinforcing plate on it. That's impressive. Tom is not going to make wood burn, apparently, because Mrs. Tom is going on a trip. Yeah. Cow the Destroyer should email you pictures of my trucks and the stories with them. Yeah. Yeah. People do that. A commenter, viewer, friend, I don't even remember who suggested it, but someone told me I should do a video where I have people send in, like a reader's rides kind of thing, like clips of their cars, tell the stories. Their suggestion was that I mute any videos and just give my own commentary. I like the idea, but like, it wouldn't do well. So I probably wouldn't do that. I like the idea. I like the idea. I think it's cool, but it's just not going to happen. Oh, Kevin L., that car's in Northern California. Well, I have a ramp truck. Car is complete. Runs, shifts, drives. DeadDodgeGarage@gmail.com. Ray, I'm sorry, but I hate Werewolves of London. I don't even know why. I just hate it. I hate it. I don't like it at all. When that comes on the radio, I turn it off. Oh, Beryl is the hurricane in Texas. Okay, sorry, I'm not up on these things. My mom is late, but here. Why is everybody late? Dan Mafia, I liked it when Rocket did the military truck, but I liked yours better. Thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely won't remind Tom of that later. John McIntosh, how can I send you a pic of my car? DeadDodgeGarage@gmail.com. Talking Seattle Grunge Rock Blues. Pretty close. Robert Lee, how you doing? Late. Yeah, everybody's late tonight. I don't know what's going on. Have to choose one. 65 Imperial or 65 300. I think it's going to be 300 on that one. Why did that not work? Why is my numpad off? This is ridiculous. There was a 65 Imperial Crown. No, sorry, Imperial LeBaron, and it might have been a 66. Yeah, there was an Imperial LeBaron around here for a long time. It was a 4-door. It was white. That's called the snake car, because there was a guy with a giant snake, and he would take his snake for walks at the park right by my house with that car. Hilarious. Anyway, 65 300. Yeah, that's the L, I believe. Yeah, I'll have that one. Nice. One Datsun lover. Yeah, that's funny. I'll enter my W200 in the Dodge show, but I have low hopes. There isn't a best original paint truck that has obviously been rolled onto the roof a little class. Oh, I like it. I like it. Yeah. Oh, great question. 392 DTNA. Not trying to spark any controversy, just trying to learn. Hey, this is a great question. Besides the added tech, is there a big difference between modern day Hemis versus 60s, 70s Hemis? Actually, yes, there is a huge difference. For one thing, the modern Hemi is physically smaller. The displacement is smaller as well, but physically it is much smaller. The modern third gen Hemi is essentially sketched off of an LS. It's pretty much an LS with Hemi heads. And I hate to admit that, but there is no denying it. You look at the two, I mean, they have the same head bolt arrangement, essentially. They have the same little, yeah. The head design, obviously, very different. But, like, the rest of it, very, very similar to an LS engine. Also, not far off of a small block Mopar. The second gen Hemi, which is the one you're talking about, the 426, that was based on a big block. The design is pretty different. They are much larger. The heads are wider. The whole engine is longer. Everything is different. The third gen Hemi has more in common with a small block than the old Hemi, other than being a Hemi. Although, having said that, the chamber in the modern Hemi head is also not perfectly hemispherical. It is, what the heck do they call that? Polygon? No. I guess, maybe it's some kind of poly. It's not a full hemisphere. It has flat sections, so it's like that. It's like an oval, kind of, I guess. Anyway, yeah, there is a lot different. There's a lot of modern technology in those engines. There's a reason they make as much power as small as they are. So yeah, there's hardly any comparison, honestly. Classic Dude Mike's song suggestion for tonight is Freedom of the Road by Martin Sexton. I will add it to the list, but the simple, unfortunate truth of the matter is I haven't had any time to learn any songs, and it might be a while. The issue with the lighting is the sunlight. Yeah, we don't usually have that here. Nice. Very nice. Daniel Taylor says the video is clear in Canada. Nice. Justin Young, love the videos. Thank you for all the very useful info. You are welcome, Justin. Happy to do it. Seth Stewart says great videos this week. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Interesting. Scott Sullivan says they are compressing your image to a lower resolution than normal. Huh. Yeah, that's odd. I don't know. Oh. Did that fix it? Oh, I wasn't that clear before. That's messed up. No, I was 480p before. I'm putting it back. That was too high def. I've actually got 1080 on this thing. I ain't doing it. I never want to be in high definition again. Nice. Kathleen Murray says, when I'm having choke issues, I'm a bad person because I just put a bread tie on it to keep the linkage open. I have done that many times. Nice. Weird. Yeah, 480 is what I'm always in. It's what I'm still in. So if I'm being compressed more than that by YouTube, I apologize. I don't know why that would be. You know, no one needs to see any of this, you know, with the utmost of clarity anyway. Yeah. 64880, cough, cough. I really like those. I like those a lot. Good evening, Steve Hovey. How you doing? Huh. Yeah, I have no idea. It's not my fault. Could be a StreamYard problem. Could be a YouTube problem. It is what it is. James Sarita. Sorry I missed a lot tonight. What is the results with Tony's, the UTG challenge? Don't know. Haven't heard back yet. We kind of talked about it in his Wednesday live a little bit, but yeah, have not heard a response. I don't know if he's just going to respond to the video or if he's just going to find a good day, go to the track, and then just do one video like I did, where it's both. But we will see. Speaking of Tony, the Raiders are here. How's it going, Chris Freemesser? You appear to be the first one in. How you doing? Oh, All Classics was working on flooring last Sunday. That's the only time I have to work on the house. Sounds about right. If the gas pedal isn't working and is just laying floppy, is that an linkage issue in a 78 Chrysler Cordoba? You have a throttle cable, and either your cable is unhooked or the ball has snapped off the end, which is a pretty common issue, actually. Jamie roasts readers' rides. That would be fun. That would be fun. Classic Dude Mike, it's okay. I have a ramp truck. Yeah, I'll go to Northern California. I have a ramp truck. And it's got air conditioning. Yeah, that shirt is coming. I've seen a proof. It's not done yet. We're running out of time, but it's coming. Yeah, Rooster did viewers rides with his Harley on Red Rider. She gets thousands of views. Just saying. Yeah, I realize that, but it's not my kind of video. Yeah. Comparatively speaking, I bet you $10,000 it would not get as many views as my normal videos. Yes, I make that bet not having $10,000. What's your point? Hugh Price. Jamie, I did the choke it out procedure on my carb today, and I am so happy. My car has not performed so flawlessly in a while. Thank you. You're welcome. That is a great trick. I have had that. So I've mentioned it in several videos. I've had it on my video list. We call it the rag trick, even though I don't usually do it with a rag. I usually do it with the choke. But that has been on my video idea list right there for like 2.5 years. Still haven't done it. I need to do a video just on that. Into Trucks is looking for an AAR Cuda. Got any leads? No, I don't. Sorry. Good luck. Ray Adkins is here. How you doing? Yeah. 38 POS Racing says that would be like Dalton's Marketplace reviews. Well, then I won't do it. Randall Munson says I'm slow. Well, yeah, but so is he. That's the whole point. Make it like collector car feed and insult everything about the car. See, I've never heard of any of these things, and apparently it's not an original idea. Whoever gave me that idea, it's not an original idea. So now I'm not going to do it. Rooster is late because I was mowing. It finally stopped raining for a day. Kinda. Nice. Nice. Yeah. Scott Sullivan says, Jamie, if you keep doing what you're doing, your channel will keep growing. Much larger YouTubers know who you are because they imitate you sometimes. I'd like to know which ones you are referring to for my own personal reasons. I was watching a much larger channel recently, and I heard a couple things that sounded like me, but also people say I sound like him, so there's that. Jamie, can you play a guitar and drive a Winston Cup Hemi like Marty Robbins? Well, I don't know. Probably not. Oh, apparently Tony's been trying to wrap it up for like 10 minutes, 7 minutes ago. So maybe he's pulled it off by now. Yeah. No, Steve Hovey, Vice Grip put a whole valve train off of an LS on a 318 LA engine. Yeah. Oh, wow. Classic Dude Mike is watching from the backyard around the campfire in New York State near the Appalachian Trail. Nice. That's cool. Yeah. Modern Hemi weighs about 200 pounds less. Steve Hovey, my band, Frickin' Lasers, actually covers Radar Love, but I can't do it by myself with an acoustic guitar. That would just be upsetting. Pete Bazzico says third gen Hemi is a penta roof. Yeah, I guess it is. That's like those Hondas have a penta roof too, right? Yeah. Yeah, fixed. Whoa. Yeah, I'm not going back. We're never hitting 720p again. I'm not doing that. You can see too much of my skin. Yeah. Dan Mafia, we had previously commented about 8th mile track time. Yes. I had a few comments about that. Only 8th mile racing. Do real racing. Dude, there are so few quarter mile tracks now. 8th mile is like the standard. It's what everybody's doing. It's what you can find. There are quarter mile tracks around, but they're not close to me. And the ones that I can get to are a couple hour drive through the big city, which I don't want to do. So that's why I go to Bremerton. I love that place. It's easy to get there. It's back roads, no traffic. Everyone's cool. The people are normal. And I don't want to go faster than 90 miles an hour in that car. I'm still running 10-inch drum brakes and only a lap belt and no roll bar. So I'm fine with 8th mile. But if you were to compare the times I'm running, it's something like, depending on what calculator you look at, it varies a little bit, somewhere between 12.8 and 13.2. So let's just say 13 dead. Daniel Taylor, that was not 1080p. That was only 720. High definition Jamie isn't real. He can't hurt you. That was wild. Scared the hell out of me. You could view me in 720p, but I'm broadcasting in 480. YouTube may up sample it to 720. Now you look your real age. How old is my real age? At least set it to 720p. No, that was 720p. This is 480. This is what I've always had it in, and I don't really want to go up. I didn't like that. It was too real. The biggest thing is it like the background is kind of washed out in 480. That was like way too stark a contrast. It was creepy. It was not good. Snowmonk VX does not have any questions today. Just here to say, heyo! Thank you for the continuous stream of Mopar content. Absolutely, Snowmonk VX. Happy to do it. Jeff Hutchins is here. Uncle Tony just ended. Here we come. Nice. Nice. Tony hasn't hopped in one of my lives in a while. If Tony's watching tonight and he's not off getting ice cream, you're more than welcome to jump in and tell me I'm slow. That would be cool. I haven't done that in a while. Justin Young had to tie my choke open on the last day of Power Tour. Quadrajet problems. I don't have those. Nice. I like the Ram Jam version of Black Betty quite a bit, but again, I can't do it on an acoustic guitar. Don't forget Twilight Zone and Blood and Roses. I don't know those ones. At Zero is here. What is up, Zero? Barry Cuda as well. Good few people hopping in from Tony's Live. Welcome aboard. Jeff Hutchins. Suck it, Buick. I was dying laughing. I'm really proud of that. I got a bunch of comments about it. I used to own a Buick Electra 225. I'm familiar with the 4-port. That thing. And so I didn't think of it live. When I was watching back my footage and editing it yesterday, I noticed the 5 trim piece thing, and I was like, oh, they're trying to be Buick, but one better. And so that's why I did that. Yeah. Avon's got a good point. Viewers showing off their projects might not take off as a video, but a video showcasing everyone's jankiest jank might. That is a fair point. Fair point. 76 film Cannonball. Never seen it. Wasn't there a guy playing the guitar in the Charger during the race? I don't know, but Tony said I should play guitar going down the track in the Demon. And that would be cool. Might be challenging. Jordan, thanks for being here. Take it easy. Yeah. Nice. Tony knows he's going to lose. He's redoing Slaghammer. Nice. The gauntlet I threw down in that video would have beaten him at Etheridge, but he had a bad coil wire and he had a super bad breakup problem in first gear. So he had a terrible 60-foot in launch too. That car is capable of better, right? So here's the question. We're bench racing until he gets out there and runs a number. He is at a bit of a disadvantage because the air was really good when I made my run, and it probably won't be where he's at. That is an unfair advantage. For me, I know that. I'll take it. But yeah. Yeah. You be careful what you wish for. I still can't afford it. But if you want any of my junk in trade, we can talk. Nice. Dan Mafia, back in the mid-'80s when I worked at Firestone, we would do the chokeout carburetor trick. Nice. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah. Stray Bullet 3393. We have decided the loser of the race between Jamie and Tony has to shave his beard. I am not going to do that. And I don't think Tony will either. Yeah. Yeah. No. Different truck. No, he put a Hemi in the Hemi half. That other engine went in a Mopar. Yes, Woodburn is quarter mile. I realize that. And I almost mentioned Woodburn by name, and then the Seattle track, SIR, Pacific Raceways, whatever the heck it's called. Either of those, I have to drive 2 to 2.5 hours depending on traffic, and I don't want to do that. So, the Woodburn is probably 2.5 without traffic, actually. Yeah. Yeah. Here's a question for you. My '06 Mega Cab air conditioning leaks out overnight. Twice we've put dye in it, no leaks found. You haven't found it. You have a leak. I don't know where it is, but yeah, keep looking. Yeah, Jeff, exactly. And it may go down there for the big Mopar thing, but just popping over there, no. Bremerton is so much easier. And this last time, I found an incredible restaurant / bar that I will be visiting in the future. So yeah, Bremerton's my spot. I love it, and again, I'm happy with 8th Mile. I'm good with that. David Capel finally made it to Alive. Glad you could make it. Thanks for joining us. Love the channel. Learned a few tricks and tips for my 73 Dodge. I'm doing the HEI changeover. Amp gauge jumping and headlight buzzer sounds like a dying duck. Well, the buzzer, you just need to disconnect that. No one wants that. Amp gauge jumping around. Easy. Steady. There are a few different possible causes for that, but hey, I'm happy to help, and I appreciate you watching and being here. Just set it on auto and go with it. It is on auto. Already live in 720p. I'm so confused. I don't understand. I don't understand at all. I'm not changing anything. Yeah. Tony's sworn off ice cream. He's watching his figure. Nice. Yeah, that's the other thing. Altair Fiddler is here with us, is someone who's often in the comments and says, I think 8th Mile began 60 years ago due to cost, but it's come back because the big horsepower cars of the last 20 years were going too fast at the end of the quarter mile. I completely agree. Man, I really don't like Joe Walsh either. I apologize. Faint hiss in the fender behind the battery. Well, that might be where the leak is. Roast your viewers' rides. I've been letting you roast my rides for free for like a year and a half. My mom likes Life's Been Good, but it's not for me. Not for me. Nice. Oh, Bell James is willing to drive my Ram truck to California and back. I'll keep that in mind. I know we've talked about you doing the hauling before, and I did build a Ram truck. Nice. Yeah, Steve Hovey. Yeah, that mixed up, but that's okay. Yeah. It's not like he's done tons and tons of Mopars, so yeah. Truck. What? What? Ray Adkins had a comment, but it does not make sense. 86 Comanche. It's written out weird. I assume this is like a speech to text thing. 2-wheel drive truck, 350 small block, had a drive shaft cut. Now the drive shaft doesn't fit the pinion yoke. Well, that's a problem. Conversion joint? Yeah. Golden earring. Wow. Robert Lee worked at Buick City, Flint. 100-mile drive to work each day. Nope. Don't like that. It's like 40-something valves. 40. Sorry, I read a comment. Valves. 40-something miles to rocket. And I do that some days. But 100? Ugh. 38 POS Racing with a tech question. How hard is it to change the shift shaft seal in a 727? 84 Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Yeah, it's probably 727. So you pull the kick down arm lever off. You pull the shift lever off. You pry the old seat seal out. And then you're going to, I use like a flathead screwdriver, a small one, or a pick or something like that. But, you know, it's a metal bodied seal, so it will be in there pretty tight. So you may have to kind of pry around, pop it out of there, and then get your new seal, pop it on there. You need a socket of roughly the same size. You're going to use that to press it down. And then you have options. Either you can use like a clamp and clamp that socket downward, or I've done this before. I've been able to pry against the floor of a truck. I kind of just pried against the socket and it went boink. So those are kind of your options in the truck. Guy Kugler, is there a way to tell the difference between an original and a repop A12 hood? I don't know that. I'm sure there are people out there that do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying Joe Walsh isn't a great player. I'm just not a fan of his music. Good evening, Bill Johnson. Bill Johnson right on time as well. Yeah. Robert Fitch. Yeah, that might be my opinion. That's probably close to my opinion. I'm gonna eat a chip. I'm starving. Yeah. I can appreciate him as a player for sure. Just not my stuff. That's all. Barry Cuda says that gold leaf lettering. I should finish my chip. Looked good on metallic blue. Thinking of Jungle Jim's Nova. It's going to look good on my gloss white, I think. Probably. Yeah. Oh, awesome. McLovin Garage picked up a Firm Feel Stage 2 steering sector gearbox for Llama Barn this week. I think it's time to get to thrashing to get the old girl back on the road. I am so excited. As you guys probably know, McLovin Garage bought the 67 Valiant, which we called a Llama Barn. My microphone is falling. I'm getting quieter and quieter. And it's still in pieces, but he keeps sending me teaser shots of all the various pictures he's been hoarding for it. So that's looking pretty good. I think it's going to be a car again soon, which is awesome. Yeah, you bet. You should not have to drop the valve body. You can get it in. You can get it out and in. It's not the easiest thing in the world, but there you go. End of time. Driving to the beer store soon. Rawhide is ready for the tunes. Who's Rawhide? I forget. Lots of, I want to say, speech-to-text comments coming in, and lots of people hitting the send button early tonight. I don't know what that's about. McLovin Garage just did it again, right while I was saying that. Incredible. Oh, Bill Johnson was out working on a dead Dodge, so he has the perfect excuse. Nice. Absolutely. Very cool. Tyler C. Hey, Jamie. Hi, Tyler. I'm going to start my build on my ultimate average motorhome 440, standard bore size. Can you recommend a budget piston? Yeah, I think Keith Black or Speed Pro, whichever is more budgety. There you go. I've built a couple engines that meet that description, but I am lucky because my machine shop, Johnson Machine in Tumwater, Washington, they are amazing. I take them an engine and I say, this is what I'm doing. I need a piston. And they go, okay, and order it. And then they hand it to me and I assemble the engine. So I never have to think about it. For an engine I'm doing now, I went out and bought pistons, but they were also used and 50 years old. So there's that. Just something that's close to zero deck with valve release. That's all you need. JMR's got to worry about a bad moon rising. I could probably play that one too. See you, JMR. Take it easy. McLovin Garage can't type. Nice. Don Felder's solo stuff's kind of cool. Didn't he do heavy metal? That song's the best. I've never seen the movie, but I have seen the South Park video, South Park episode parodying the movie. Anyway. Nice. Hey Siri, cancel that message. My phone actually heard me say that. They're listening. Yeah. Rooster's headed to dinner. Take it easy. As for Hemis, I'll stick with the old elephants. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Anyone ever seen Don Henley look like he's in a good mood? Nice. I'm at the end of the comments. This is weird. There's still 182 of you out there. I'll hang out for a while. I probably am going to leave on time at worst, and at best a little early, because I'm grilling burgers tonight. I don't want to be late for that. Did I mention I'm hungry? I think I did. Anyway, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them. Wow. Snow Monk. All right, I do have a question. Ever heard of shims under the rocker rocker shaft on a big block? Yes, I have. My father's fresh 383 had an exhaust valve leak. Shims were recommended by his machine shop. That might help, I guess, but also get the right length push rods. That's probably what you actually need to do. He could have a valve installed height issue there. There are different ways of solving this problem, but shim wouldn't be my first go-to. It would be push rod length. I love the garden salsa sun chips. These cheese sticks and granola bars. That was the stuff on the road trip. Everybody says play some music. I can do that. No, Bill, I do not have a spare 5.9 Magnum. I have a 5.2, but no spare 5.9s. 5.9s. Helping Hand says it's too hot to type. It might be too hot to talk. Sounds like shoddy machine shop work. Shouldn't have a valve leak if it was done right. I am inclined to agree. That's what I was saying. There could be differences in valve height, which is set by the depth of the seat, of course. But yeah, crappy factory parts can contribute to this as well. We had that happen recently. Also, aftermarket cam, if the base circle moves, that can cause issues. So yeah. 111 degrees in California. Nope. Don't like that. Justin Young, my grandpa taught me the rag trick when I was in high school. He was the whole reason I'm a gearhead now. Nice. Nice. What gaskets do you use RTV on? Besides rubber, what ones do you never use it on? There's no agreement on this. Just curious on your thoughts. My general rule is to let gaskets be the gaskets. So paper gaskets, I use little dabs of RTV to hold them in place, especially water pump gaskets, timing cover gaskets. I do not coat them. I don't think you need to do that. I let the gasket be the gasket. Now, I silicone my cork valve cover gaskets to the valve covers because they're almost never flat. And I often do the same thing on oil pans for the same reason. Because especially factory oil pans, which is what I'm almost always dealing with, they're not usually flat anymore, if they ever were. So I will use RTV on those cork gaskets all the time. Excuse me. As far as materials to never use it on, I don't know. What other materials are there? Yeah, you shouldn't need it with rubber, I suppose. If we're talking rubber-coated fiber, we're talking gaskets that need to be in the garbage. Don't bother putting silicone on them. Just put them in the garbage. Now, when you say correct push rods, what do you mean? New machine valves with machine seats, fresh everything. Well, yeah, there you go. They may be fresh. They may be new. They may be nice. But they may be deeper in the head, sitting further up in the head than they were. That one valve may have been up too high. This is a push rod length problem and or a valve train geometry problem. So I do understand what they're saying with put shims under it. But here's the thing. You say correct push rods. I say, what do you mean correct push rods? What do you mean? Okay? Because I've had the same exact issue, and the way I solved it was with shorter push rods. What you will find is that lifter for that valve, the push rod is burying itself all the way into the bottom of that lifter and hanging the valve open. So the way you're going to fix that is with a shorter push rod. Now, what you may find at the same time, there may be none other that are stuck open, but they may be very far down into the lifters. They may be beyond the point of idealness there. And I can't tell you exactly what that is. I don't remember. My memory sucks. But I do know there is a range in the hydraulic lifter that is good, and beyond that range is not so good. Another way to solve this is with adjustable rocker arms, but you're going to have to change your push rods to do that anyway. That's a great upgrade for Mopars. It really, really is, because especially with factory parts or aftermarket parts, any parts, the tolerances are just that little bit off. The push rod's just a little bit too long. These lifters are just a little bit too tall. My valves move just a little bit. These rocker arms are just a little bit funky. And so you end up with variations. By using an adjustable rocker arm, you can account for that. You can set them exactly where you want. So for any performance build that I do, adjustable rocker arms. The other added benefit of that is you can set your valves, you can set them to 0 lash or just below, and that helps to prevent floating valves, which is great for high RPM use. So yeah, new rocker arms had 1 push through or 3. Yeah, at that time you should have gone to adjustables. That would have been the time to do it. But yeah, the way that I would solve that problem is with shorter push rods. We just went through this on a 440. It never seemed to have an issue before, but with the new cam and lifters we put in, all of a sudden, hey, these valves aren't closing anymore. And on that, it was a base circle on the cam change, where all of a sudden, even when it was all the way off lift, that lifter, or it was a lifter height, or it was both, I don't know, but the old cam that wiped out did not have this problem. The new cam did. And the way we solved it was with shorter push rods. Good to go. Tyler C. I'm still getting caught up on all your recent videos. What did you think of the Mopars in the Park show? Was it worth making the trip come back next year? I don't know. Probably not. I did it once. It was a cool show. I didn't actually get to see much of it. I was kind of doing other things. But yeah, it was cool. I would have loved to see more of it, and I would love to go next year, but I probably won't. We'll see, but probably not. Nice. McLovin Garage. Besides sway bars and subframe connectors, what other handling tricks do you like on A and B body Mopars? I actually did a whole video on this. Those are the big ones, but boxing the lower control arms, that's a good one. Upgraded torsion bars, upgraded leaf springs. You can change the control arms for the friggin' tubulars, but I don't really like doing that. I usually stick with the factory arms. I will use the offset bushing so I can get a better caster number. That's pretty much all I would ever do. Robert Fitch, should I put the dabs of RTV on the block or the water pump? It does not matter. I only use it on the block to hold the gasket in place. I put my gaskets on the block so I don't have to like balance it on the pump as I'm sliding the pump in. So yeah, put them on the block, stick the gasket on there. It really doesn't take much, and you don't even need to use RTV. You could use like shellac or anything like that. You could use glue, just something to hold it there. But I always have RTV. I always use RTV. Yeah. Bill Johnson pretty much had everything I said right there. Call Peter Bergman and have a chat. He knows Mopar handling. Peter Bergman is kind of the guy. Bergman Autocraft. He sells a lot of really good stuff. I have one gripe. He sells the Borgeson boxes. Every single Borgeson box I have seen installed in a Mopar cockeyes the steering linkage. Every single one. It's messed up. They don't fit right. Oh, Donnie says, sorry I didn't make it. Personal matters. Okay. That sucks, probably, unless it didn't suck. In any case, thank you for your consideration. Yeah. That's a good one, too. I tried the grease on the cork thing. I heard that from an old timer. I was sure that was going to be the super trick, and it never really did anything for me, so I stopped doing it. But I tried that for a good few builds. Rick Rice. Hey, Jamie. Decades ago, I picked up a nice 4-barrel in trade. Want to put it on my 64 Cuda 273, but the carb number is for a stick. My car is an automatic. Can I make it work? I think you can. I was just reading in the small engine performance about those 2 different carb numbers, and I truly don't know what the difference between them could be. It's probably just a factory calibration difference, and you could probably change it if you need to. If I were to hazard a guess, it's probably close enough. Classic Dude Mike likes the phrase fuel toilet referring to carburetors. Me too, and it is 100% accurate. Yeah. Uncle Tony warns against subframe connectors, and I understand his point there, but I stand by them. I've seen what these cars do when you put them on a lift. And for that reason alone, I'm in support of subframe connectors. He has a good point. You know, it moves the stress elsewhere, but it firms up the chassis so much. Direct Connection book, I'm pretty sure recommends it for drag racing, although I'll have to double check on that before I swear to it. I think they're a good upgrade for racing purposes. And Stray Bullet kind of has a point. He's talking about track handling. I mean, he probably needs some big, ridiculous wheels and rubber band tires, really. Mike Holst is checking in from the cool banks of Lake Whatcom. Thanks for the new videos this week. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Thanks for watching and being here. And for hopefully not being irritated that I haven't helped you with any of your projects yet. Nice. Yeah, factory spec. And well, is this a 440? Because there are different length push rods for those engines as well, based on year. Yes, a shorter push rod will solve the problem. I highly recommend it. Yeah, I have heard of shimming the shafts. I've never done it myself. The oiling hole passes through underneath. Okay, I'm going to gather my thoughts. I've thought about this before, and my question is how the oiling works. Your shim has to allow for the oil to make it through up there and not allow it to spurt out. So I'm sure there are correct shims out there somewhere to do that with, but I've never done it. I've always solved the problem in different ways. Yeah. Jeff Hutchins, I put a set of dead soft, I think they're aluminum header gaskets in my 400 horse 318 with some old well-used headers, and they seal great. Have you ever used copper? No, I have a set of old used copper from the Demon in my collection, but I've never used them. I always use the whatchamahoozits, Remflex. I use Remflex, and they work very well. Yeah. 392 DTNA. I don't know enough about the modern Hemi to say whether you need a catch can or not. I'm sure it isn't bad. Whether you need it, I don't know. Why didn't Chrysler give them connectors from the factory? Great question. They didn't think they needed to. They didn't think these cars would be out doing wheelies and have upgraded suspensions and be going around corners with like G-forces and stuff. They designed these cars to go down the road, and they were not necessary. Why did they add torque boxes to convertibles? Because they realized how floppy and terrible they were. They really should have tied the frame rails together on those, but they didn't. Into time. Should I tighten bolts on a leaky performer intake when the engine is hot or cold? Hopefully tightening the bolts actually solves the problem. I wouldn't bank on that. But cold. No. By cockeye the steering linkage, what I mean is the pitman arm on the Borgeson boxes that I have seen pushes the linkage down. With the factory idler arm still in place, the linkage is where it's supposed to be on the passenger side, but it's down on the driver's side. So when you look at the car on the underside and compare to, say, the K-frame or the ground or the underside of the car, the linkage is sitting at an angle, which is bad. That messes up the tie rod angles from side to side. So now, as you're going over bumps, your tie rod angles, which don't match to begin with, are changing to different degrees, which can do weird stuff in regards to like bump steer. Or like drag racing, you want them to stay level. You want them to stay consistent. And as soon as you install that Borgeson setup with the goofy pitman arm, they will no longer stay the same. They're going to change. They don't match side for side. I thought it was because it was a quick ratio arm. So we tried to solve this on the 69 GTX by installing a quick ratio idler arm. Turns out that pushes the linkage further rearward, but it actually doesn't push it any lower to the ground. So that made it worse because then it was this way and this way. It was great. So I don't know that there is an idler arm out there that matches the Borgeson box and pitman arm that Bergman and whoever else is selling. I've seen this on multiple cars and it really bugs me because it's screwing up the steering geometry. Maybe it's fine. Maybe it's totally fine. But I don't like it. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, Llama Barn's going to get 17 or 18-inch wheels for racing and the 15-inch Mopar police wheels and dog dishes for cruising. Outstanding. Yes, thank you. I thought so. Yeah, the Direct Connection book, also known as the Mopar Bible. They recommend tying the frame rails together for drag racing. This is, incidentally, the engine section of the Bible. It is not the suspension drag racing chassis section of the Bible, so I can't refer to that right now, but I am nearly 100% sure I read exactly that. Ontario Fiddler, how holy is that 300 fast top? I haven't been under it. I'll have to ask Tom. I know the 440C is solid. The hood is buckled. It doesn't look great. Jeff Hutchins. Chrysler didn't know we would triple their factory power ratings? That's a great point, too. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. These cars came with bias-ply tires. They weren't going to stick to the ground. They weren't going to go around corners at speed. I know I've mentioned this before, but this mic stand really sucks. And it's just slowly falling again. I don't think it likes the heat either. 4339JK. Too late now. No. Does a 20 thou head gasket make much difference? Like compared to the 042? It does make a difference, yeah. I mean, you can look at a compression ratio calculator. It'll tell you right there how much of a difference it makes. Yeah. I, for my part, have always used cheapo Felpro Rebuilder standard gaskets. Always. But yeah, running a thinner gasket really can make a measurable change to your compression ratio. Josh Homan with a good point. Bean Counters probably said subframe connectors would be too expensive. Maybe. Yeah. I mean, they didn't have to put them on there, so they didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Handling wasn't really an issue. Bell bottoms and turtlenecks were acceptable fashion choices at that time. From Classic Dude Mike. Nice. My image froze. I'm still getting the crappy internet logo every now and again, so I may well be freezing intermittently. It's not my fault. It's the internet's fault. Hopefully you can still hear me. I don't know what's up with YouTube tonight, but if you can still hear me, then I guess we're good. Yeah. When it comes to oil catch cans, Dodge designed the PCV valve to go directly into the intake. Yes. I dump a quarter catch can of oil every time I change the oil. Wow. Impressive. Yeah. All right. Let me hit you with another question. My 67 Charger 383 sat for 30 years until my recent revival. Upper control arm bushings, offset or factory? Always offset. There's no reason not to do it. There is zero reason not to run offset upper control arm bushings. It is a great, simple upgrade that allows you to seriously improve the caster angle, which makes the car handle much better. You will notice it compared to the factory caster angle. All good, my dog. So yeah, get the offsets. Unless you really want polyurethane. I don't think there are offset polyurethane bushings available, but I'd take the offset over the poly. I don't want that. Yeah. When I used to use the bumper jack on the front of my Valiant, the door would bind against the catch. Welcome to unibodies with no subframe connectors. Enjoy your stay. Yes, absolutely. The subframe connectors would solve or at least greatly improve that problem. Scott Day, I'm sure I'm late once more. I bet I'm just one of yeah, there are a lot of late people today. I don't even know why. It's too hot to be here on time. Dave Stark is here and says, "Hi Jamie, love the 300 rag." Cool. Yeah. Nice. I've heard that supposedly double welded police package cars for increased rigidity. Can't confirm, don't know. Could look at one. We've got a ton of them, but yeah. Don't know. Did someone say turtles? Okay, offset bushings. What about the strut rod? Fancy new stuff or just stock replacement bushings? I'd do poly. It might squeak, but I'd do poly. Chevy Hemi, can we see a bumper jack on your Volare? No, I sold it. I'm still at the bottom of the comments, so I'm going to take a chip break. I'll be here for a few more minutes, and then I got to go grill some hamburgers. So I don't want to be late for that. I'm starving. I've been told you really shouldn't eat snacks on camera, so I make sure to do it whenever possible. And now I'm even doing it with high quality audio. You got it, Snowmonk. That is exactly what I do. Yep. Poly for the strut rod and absolutely poly for the lower control arm bushings. That is such a great upgrade. The rubber, new rubber will be shot again in less than 10 years. Yeah. So do the poly lowers for sure. But that's exactly what I've been doing for years. Poly lowers, poly strut rods, offset uppers. You bet. Dan has subframe connectors on all his cars. Improved handling a bunch. Oh, yeah. Robert Fitch, speaking of strut rods, one is bent on my Valiant. How worried should I be? Yes, get a new one. And by new, I mean used. Scott Day, could you shoot me the link about proper alignment? What proper alignment would be for the 73 Duster? I've heard they're supposed to be aligned with the front tires off the ground. No, that's BS. If you are drag racing, you want to align the car with the nose up. That is, the nose jacked an inch or so off the ground, because when you launch, the nose is going to lift. So you want to make sure your alignment is good there. You also then want to check it up an inch from there, up an inch from there, until the point where the wheels are about to come off the ground. But you don't want to get the wheels off the ground. Once the wheels actually come off the ground, the tires slide out, and now you can't settle the suspension correctly anymore. Your alignment will absolutely be set with the suspension fully settled, with the ride height adjusted, set where you want it. You need to bounce the car. It needs to be on alignment plates. You need to make absolutely certain that the tires have not kicked in and are stuck that way when the alignment is done. Any good alignment shop has the plates. That's what the plates are for. They're going to do that. If you have a drag car, you will do your alignment with the nose up, but that doesn't mean off the ground. That means raised an inch-ish from ride height, and then you will check it at multiple other points. And that information, by the way, directly from the Direct Connection Bible. Dang! Now I want a hamburger. I apologize. What do you want to talk about, Jamie? What's on your mind? I don't know. Hamburgers. Thanks, Paul Steinberg. You take it easy. Dan Mafia did poly on my '01 Jeep Grand Cherokee, lifted front end almost 5 years ago. Best thing I ever did. Nice. Nice. Jeff Hutchins, I have factory subframe connectors on all of my trucks. You know, it's funny because full frame cars actually have flex problems too. Apparently quite bad, in fact. And the unibody may be better than many of them. The unibody it has great reinforcement in many areas. It's just kind of missing it in the middle. The rocker arm, or the rocker panel, is the frame rail. So then when you tie them together, you now have something that is the envy of someone with a full frame car. Yeah. 4339JK is headed to Carlisle this upcoming weekend. If you leave tonight in the Charger, you should just make it. I apologize. I will not be there. Snowmonk VX. My brother and I did a video. Thumbnail, I think. Dang it. It's like a very chaotic... Whoa, what the heck? Was Tony vertical all night? I usually try to drop into his live, but I failed to do that tonight. I think it's a very chaotic suspension video. My brother and I did that, and we showed how to get those ball joints out, and it sucks. Yeah, a very chaotic suspension upgrade video. So we install the offset controller bushings in that video as well. There's some good info in there, but yeah, we got ball joints out of the upper arms on that thing, or one of. We ruined an arm in that video. We show the technique. It's lots of spray, lots of heat, and a breaker bar this long. And I recommend you try and loosen them while they're still on the car. Otherwise, you can have a bad time. Yes. Yeah, you just get E10 in my state plus 91 octane top. Yep, you're exactly right. So what is the thrill of using thin head gaskets? Well, it was someone else that was asking. I've never done it. Classic Dude Mike, break out the Rick bass, do some Stanley Clark. I don't know who that is. They handle like they're on rails. Nice. Yeah. Milling heads and blocks to increase compression is insane on so many levels. I completely disagree with you. On certain engines, it's like the only way. Slant 6, for example. It messes with intake geometry. If you've got a V engine, it's not necessarily the best thing to do, but it works. Also, on Chrysler products, because they were such absolute goddamn garbage from the factory, you need to resurface at least the heads and the block deck surfaces to make sure the damn things will seal. And make sure they're not tilted, which they often are. But yeah, milling the crap out of a head is a bad idea, and it does weird stuff. There are other ways to solve that problem, specifically pistons. Alex Almeida, best mini starter for TTI headers. There's only one, and it's there's one other. But yeah, you just need the factory Dakota starter and Ram trucks. Basically everything late 80s through the 90s, Mopar truck van used that starter. Go get one of those. That's what I've got on the Demon. But it's chrome for some reason. Why would you get a chrome starter? Dale! See you, Cypher F. Thanks for being here. I would gladly pay you Tuesday for a cheeseburger today. On your burger, mayo or ketchup? I like mayo, but it's usually too much work. Ketchup, spicy mustard with horseradish in it, and sometimes sriracha. Have you plucked your nostrils lately? I don't know. You tell me. I usually get this one, but I forget this one. I don't know why. See you later, Snowmonk. Good luck. Thousand Island dressing is pretty much Big Mac sauce. I'll take your word for that. Fresh Bubba burgers in the freezer. Dude, so we grilled some of these last night, and they were so good, we decided it was fine to do it 2 nights in a row. They came from the Mart of Wall, and I don't remember what brand they are, but they are bacon and cheddar cheese stuffed. And they were really good on the grill. And we grilled bacon directly on the grill. That's right, grill marks on my bacon. And it was great, and it only started a little fire. Tony was on in his rocking chair at the end. Yeah. Interesting. 4339JK says some cams recommend shims. Interesting. Very interesting. There are definitely advantages to doing that. You can change the valve train geometry, which is definitely not what I would describe as perfect. But I don't think that's necessary for the problem we were talking about. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Yeah, Jeff Hutchins, you've got it. Pretty much guarantee you a unibody with connectors is a lot stiffer than a body-on-frame chassis. That's what I'm saying. It's good stuff. I wonder if Uncle Tony's ever going to answer your drag race challenge. Yes, I guarantee you he is. It might be a bit. Yes, he'll stay in the same vehicle. Hi! Where'd you go? Where are you? Oh, everything's backwards. You are so pink after being in the pool for 3 days. You having a good time? Nice. You want to say hi? Hi. Ava says hi. Okay, see you. Chevy Hemi prefers a push rod change to a shim. That's where I'm at. Yeah, also mill the intake. And that may be necessary. Yeah. Tufts and Batson highly recommend Stanley Clark on his beautiful alembic bass. I've heard of those. Nice. Unitized bodies are also supposed to be safer in crashes, says Josh Homan. I haven't tested the theory yet. Why are guys saying they can't center the steering wheel? I said that. And I'll tell you why. Because it's a giant pain. It's like, I've tried, okay? On these Mopars, adjusting the tie rod ends, trying to center the wheels, I've made like 1/16th of a turn trying to get it right, and it ends up too far. Like, I can't get it right. And you have to correct with the tie rod ends. That's your only option. You can't move the wheel, or you're not supposed to be able to, because it is keyed. Classic Dude Mike says, play us out. I want to hit my inflatable hot tub. We got to get a hot tub next. So no barbecue sauce on your burger. I used to do that too. I'm gonna put so many sauces on my burger. I would gladly pay you Tuesday for I don't remember what it's from, but it's one of those things that's been in popular culture for decades, so I don't know the original source. No. The Mart of Wall. Sriracha is good on everything. It fixes hot dogs. It fixes less than stellar burgers. Not that that's a problem around here. When we aren't buying the store-bought ones, my wife makes amazing homemade burgers. Chicken fried bacon. Dude, I told you I was hungry. Knock it off. I gotta go soon. Everyone says hi, Ava. Okay, I gotta figure out a song. Everyone says hi. Your grandma and your aunt and McLovin Garage. quite in tune, but I'm not gonna fix it. Oh, Popeye. Oh, centering the wheel on a 72 to 93 truck. That's challenging. Again, well, I'm struggling now just to get by, my friend. It's keeping me up real late at night. Hell, I can't settle down. My honky tonk light drifting around about a 4:30 with the blues on my back and a bottle on the floor. Drinking until I think I'm gonna fall down, 'cause my sweet little baby had to kick me low down, low down, low down once again. Well, I'm struggling now just to get by, my friend. That's Hank the Third. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for hanging out. Appreciate it. I'm soaked in sweat, and I'm ready to eat a cheeseburger, so I'm going to go do the one thing that could make it hotter and start the grill. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you in the comments and next Sunday. Looking forward to some new videos. Burgers. All right, bye now. Take it easy. Yeah, what's on to 2B? You're very late. Fitz! See ya. Let's do Fun Fest soon. I'm ready. Okay, bye. Bye.